Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about the Alephium ecosystem. So I had a couple comments on the last video talking about giving an explanation of the whole Alephium ecosystem. So today I've decided to put together kind of my top picks for the Alephium ecosystem in terms of what Alephium has to offer for you obviously staking Alephium or even NFTs and stuff like that. So one thing I do want to note is that the BNB chain bridge just went live for Alephium. So they previously had an Ethereum bridge, and that obviously brought in a lot of the Ethereum ecosystem into Alephium. And now they have a BNB chain bridge. So whenever this comes in, you tend to see a lot of liquidity hit into Alephium, and then it kind of disperses into all of the dApps in the Alephium ecosystem. So it's kind of perfect timing that we're making this video. The Alephium bridge currently, as you can see here, select your source here, so obviously a Alephium token, and then swap it into either Ethereum or Binance chain, and that just opens up basically the BNB whole ecosystem into Alephium the same way that you see with Ethereum. Hopefully they have a Solana chain bridge as well coming in the future, and a bunch of other coins, but these are the two biggest ones that you would want currently, Ethereum and the BNB chain, just because a lot of things run on that and you can interact between the two. So that's a quick little update. So it's just obviously a bridge from Binance BNB, access to fast expanding ecosystem, easy to use and fast, second alph bridge after the Ethereum bridge as well. So clearly they're going to have a lot more coming through as well, and they have plans in the future to bring in more bridges to obviously interconnect these ecosystems. Now, when it comes to the whole Alephium ecosystem, there's a great website out there where you can kind of explore it. It's called Alph Land, and this kind of gives you all the options. So categories, on-ramps, bridges, games, NFTs, social, wallets, security, stats, hash rate, infrastructure, DAOs, and then some coming soon down there. So I'm just going to click quickly through them. I'm not going to select them, but after I click through them, we're going to go over my top picks basically for the Alephium ecosystem. So you have the bridges here, you have a bunch in the DeFi space, and then we go down to NFTs here. So you have Alephium Battle. These are just mainly the ones that I've seen, Dead Rare and Gold Castle Club. Then you have games as well, social. So a bunch of these are also kind of tied in or tagged at the same, like social or NFTs. Security, as we see here. And then the next one will be wallets. So official wallet, one key, Zelcore, FX wallet, hopefully coming to Tangent soon. And then stats, so wrapped Alephium on Ethereum, Alephium Explorer, DOH, Alephium Bridge Explorer, which was just what we were looking at here. And then infrastructure that we see here, a bunch of tools basically for coding in the Alephium world, and the DAOs, Squirrel, and there's also Blockflow DAO as well on Twitter that you can go and follow as well. I've had some interactions with them before, so you can go check that out as well. So the main things that you'd want to be interacting with in terms of the Alephium ecosystem. Firstly, the Alephium bridge, which is kind of like an overall arching thing to interact with this, kind of see what the APRs or the APYs are when staking into this. And it obviously opens up some cross-chain platforming that allows for developers to come in, develop, and then kind of export out onto the BNB chain or onto the Ethereum chain, vice versa. One of the main things that you might want to use is the token bridge. Obviously, if you're not into the whole swapping of coins or the whole bridge situation, then if you're just strictly looking for that APR or APY, we can move on to the decentralized exchanges, and the main one that we'll first start off with is obviously ayin swap. So we have a bunch of videos on the channel talking through how to connect, how to stake, all of these. They're probably from maybe around a year ago, and subsequently the website has updated, but you can swap tokens on Alephium. Let's look here and we can go to ayin dashboards. So this is currently the beta for the new website, but they do have an old website as well. We can actually look back at that now. So let's go here. So we can go to ayin Classic, and this is what we normally would see in terms of ayin on the channel. So you can stake LB here. There's a bunch of liquidity pools. Kind of the same thing for basically all the decentralized exchanges. ayin obviously being the first one, and I think the next one after that came about 6-7 months after, but ayin was the main go-to for quite a while for people in the Alephium ecosystem. And then my next pick that we've just kind of seen come online is Alephium Finance. So we click enter app here. You can obviously go through, swap with here. They have their own native token and liquidity. One thing I do want to note, if you haven't seen the Alephium ecosystem already, there is a massive amount of meme coins, tokens, stuff like that you can get into if you wanted to, you know, get into that whole meme coin space and pick some meme coins to actually go up in price. You can kind of see them here. There's loads that you can do through Alephium Finance or even ayin swap. I really do like the whole design of all the UIs for basically, so Alephium has great UI design and ayin swap kind of tried to mirror that as well, and Alephium Finance has done that as well, and a lot of these dApps try to mirror kind of the architecture of the UI for the Alephium ecosystem, so it's always great to see. It doesn't really add that much in value, but it just looks better, looks more professional, and that's good in terms of the PR branding side of Alephium. So you can see here you have your pairs, your APR, your TLV, and your volume. There we have Alephium and Alephium, Alephium and ayin. This is the USD tether, so this is on the Ethereum bridge. Alphpad, Alephium, alph to USDT, alph to USDT on Binance, so that's just come in as well. I'm sure we're going to see good APR on that coming very soon. And you can see a bunch of other pairs that you can put liquidity into. Not many of them are actually producing APR because it needs a little more volume to actually start producing that. But you can see that there's a various amount of pairs that you can actually get into there. And then right here you have total value around $5 million in total provided liquidity and a volume of 300,000. So a lot of liquidity in Alephium Finance, and there's also a lot of liquidity in ayin as well. So my next top pick would be the alph launchpad. So this is something that has kind of been in the works for quite a while. I've seen it pop up on X, and it's basically a way to invest in IDOs on the Alephium network. And they only have like one live launch right now, but I can see the vision for the future that in the future there'll be a lot more being built on Alephium, and alphpad is looking to get basically investors for these projects. So you can see here Ralph Builder is a platform for building and deploying smart contracts using AI on Alephium. We've actually checked this out before. If we click in here, you can click on the website here and you can actually try it out. So you can click here, you can select, you know, whatever you want to do, token, NFT, collection, or just a simple NFT. And you can actually generate a smart contract, type it in using AI. So you can have predefined prompts here, create a token with my name, symbol, decimals, total supply, 12 million. And then it will generate the smart contract to actually allow that. And then you can deploy it on the Alephium network. So I think that this would be a great thing to actually invest in terms of how many people are going to be using it. I don't know what the fee structure would be for that necessarily being pushed back to the people that are investing, but it's a good platform to kind of showcase what's upcoming next and what new projects are coming out. So Ralph Builder, you guys can check that out as well if you want to check it out on alphpad. The next pick that I have coming in is Alephium Bank, or Alphban X. I believe everyone calls it Alph Bank, and it's basically a bank for Alephium, kind of like a decentralized exchange, but they are operating it more like a bank. So you have these dollars and then holders earn from fees and arbitrage opportunities, kind of like your staking liquidity, but it's just displayed in a different way. So it's a decentralized lending platform that allows you to borrow these dollars using Alephium as capital or collateral, choosing your own interest rate and bet on liquidations, earning yield from borrowing fees and liquidated loans. A lot more features than what we're seeing on Alephium and ayin. They are kind of different ways of operating. You can see here is more about borrowing, not necessarily staking liquidity, but when you stake liquidity, the exchange or the DeFi ecosystem is kind of borrowing the money from you to provide liquidity for the swaps on these coins. So it kind of works the same way. You can see you can borrow from here. You obviously have your Alephium as collateral. You can stake, earn, vest in, and this is just kind of like a picture of the dashboard of what it's going to be. You can have collateral here, borrowed, borrow limit, interest, stuff like that. I believe that you're going to be able to set your own kind of interest rate on giving out loans to people, with Alephium being the native and then alph token kind of providing the liquidity on the back end. So hopefully we see more coming out from this. So it hasn't actually fully launched yet, I don't believe, but it looks to be a good pick for the future if you're looking to get into the Alephium ecosystem. Same thing with basically all of these. I think is one of the best ecosystems that have real builders that are building a lot of features that people want. And that's all kind of do with the community suggestions on Twitter, on Discord, and all that great stuff like hackathons that are taking developers and the people are telling them what they want and they're developing what they want. And then lastly, obviously NFT collections. If you're still into NFTs, there is Dead Rare. I believe that this was kind of like the first DApp to actually come out for Alephium. I've actually got one of these sitting in my wallet. So if you scroll down here, I don't actually know where we'd find it, but if we sort by highest rank, we can kind of see where my NFT for this is. I got gifted this by Haram Abif, if you know who that is in the whole Alephium ecosystem. Shout out to him, because he actually got it for me and sent it into my wallet. So you can see ours right here, ranked 53 out of 515. Still Inspector, not listed, make an offer, name, more details. You can see kind of where it's kept. So who's the owner of it? This is our wallet right there. So Dead Rare has been around for a while, and if you want to get into NFTs on Alephium, I know they're not necessarily hot right now in terms of the whole ecosystem of cryptocurrency, but if you do want to get into it, then you can go to deadrare.io. So those are my picks for all the Alephium ecosystem. There is a bunch more that you can explore. As I said, you can go over to alph.land, and that should take you over to explore the whole ecosystem like we see back here. So let me know your thoughts on this, what you're kind of getting into in the Alephium ecosystem, and make sure you like the video and subscribe for more content like this.